What up? What it do? It's the big homie, Indiana Jones, aka Deck 30, aka the voice of reason. I have a new aka now. I'm also known by Touch the God. Oh yeah, it's a play on words. So it's really church the God. It's like a aha to Christians, but that's neither here nor there. This is the Shit Talking Society, S.T.S. This is where you come to hear me talk shit and swallow spit. How you doing? Now, today, what do I want to talk? Oh, let's talk about more sports. Let's talk about more sports because I really love to talk shit when it comes to sports. Uh, let's talk about Peyton motherfucking Manning. God damn it, Peyton. I need to go in the room and put on my fucking Denver Broncos jersey right now. Just so you niggas can understand where I'm coming from right now. Peyton Manning is my motherfucking nigga. Alright? He's my nigga. Okay? Um, Peyton Manning. Where do we start? God damn it. Let's just start with this season by itself. I was watching, sports TV because it's what I do. I just watch sports all the time, like most men. Um, I was watching, I believe, First Take, and for some asinine reason, the only two quarterbacks they talk about when they talk about the best two quarterbacks, they always talk about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. They're wrong. Okay? The best two quarterbacks in the NFL is Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. Those are the best two quarterbacks. Now, that is followed by Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady in that order. And I'm only giving Tom Brady respect because he has done good things. You can't ignore what he has done. He has done good things. He's no Peyton Manning. Like, I hate it when people say Tom Brady is better than Peyton. Like, you watch Peyton Manning play. You watch Colts games or Broncos games. You've watched. What do your eyes tell you? That not only does he control his shit, the other 10 guys are on the field with him. He controls your shit too. He's the most intimidating player in the NFL. He's not a running back. He's not a big hitting linebacker or safety. He's not Darrelle Revis, knowing if you throw in his or Richard Sherman, or if you throw in their direction, that shit getting took. He's a fucking quarterback. And people, you have to prepare to face him. You're going to have to prepare. All right? And another, oh my fucking goodness. All right, the Denver Broncos. All right. 2 years ago, before Peyton Manning was there, they had Tim Tebow. All right. And I can again remember watching First Take. And all they would talk about is how who is he throwing to? Who's his running back? Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas? Like, who's he throwing? His best receiver is Eric Decker. Are you kidding me? His best receiver? Fast forward. He has too many targets. Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas. Really? When Tim Tebow was the quarterback, you didn't even know who they were. You gave them no credit. They were not household names. You didn't care. All right? Even when he was making his decision on which team he would play for, everybody was like, why wouldn't you go to Arizona? You got Larry Fitzgerald there. Or why wouldn't you go to San Francisco? They were still shitting on the Denver Broncos then. Then Peyton gets there, show them niggas a new culture, bring a winning attitude into the locker room. Boom, the guys break out. Are you surprised? Let's look at some of the receivers Peyton Manning has ever thrown to. He and Marvin Harrison are the best 1-2 tandem, quarterback to receiver tandem ever. I know some of you dick for brains are going to say it's Montana to Rice, but Steve Young also got busy with Rice. So what does that say about Montana? Okay, what does that say about Montana? That means Rice made him. He didn't make him. Okay. Bill Ross made. I don't even want to talk about that because people say Joe Montana is the best quarterback to ever do it, and I would say to those people, okay, in order to be the best quarterback ever, your stats should show that. It should reflect that. I don't want to fucking hear about Super Bowls. Super Bowls are team accolades. Teams win Super Bowls. I've never seen a bad team win a Super Bowl. Only teams win Super Bowls. Okay? Peyton Manning, in my humble opinion, played for some really bad Colts teams, but he made up for it. Okay? And everybody want to talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady plays for the New England Patriots. Okay? Ever since Bob Kraft took over that team, they have excelled. Okay, the fix is in. But look at what happened when Tom Brady went down. Who stepped in? Matt Castle. Matt Castle. Matt Castle stepped in, made a Pro Bowl, led the team to 11 wins. No Tom Brady, no problem. Pretty much. Peyton Manning was lost for the year, and they got the #1 pick, Andrew Luck. So what does that tell you? No Peyton Manning. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay? Tom Brady plays in a system. Okay? He plays in a system. He excels in that system. They utilize all of his strengths. You've never seen Tom Brady play for anybody else but the New England Patriots. Okay? And what's so crazy, people don't give enough credit to Bill Belichick. They just don't. It's the same thing with Joe Montana. They don't give enough credit to Walsh. They just don't give enough credit to the coaches. Okay? They just don't. Whereas everybody knows that, Peyton Manning is, at least on the offensive side of the ball, the coach. He's the coach. It don't matter who the coordinator is. He's the coordinator. You put anybody right there. Anybody, any name. Just fill the void. I hate it when people say that Tom Brady and Joe Montana, when they start to talk about the best quarterbacks, it's always Tom Brady and Joe Montana. And the first thing they say when they say that those two are the best quarterbacks to ever do it, the first thing they want to talk about are fucking Super Bowl rings. Like those aren't fixed. Like Super Bowl wins aren't fixed. Let's go back. Let's go look at some of Tom Brady's Super Bowl wins, shall we? The first one. What was going on around that first Super Bowl? 9/11. Who won the Super Bowl that year? The Patriots. Holy shit. The Patriots. 9/11. Holy. Let's go to some of the games, how they got there, okay? They beat the Raiders, okay, on the tuck rule, a rule we had never heard of or even seen until that play, on that day. They made up a rule right then and there to make sure that the Patriots got to the Super Bowl. Okay. And then they were going against arguably the best team of that era, of that little 3 to 4 year window, was Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, best show on turf. That was the best team. And then Bill Belichick's cheating ass, taped their practices. Got an idea of what it was they were going to be doing. They won the Super Bowl. And even such, they act like Tom Brady marched them down the field and got a fucking touchdown. The game was tied. All you need is a field goal. Did Tom Brady win or did Adam Vinatieri win? Because he could have marched him down there and Vinatieri could have messed. Then is Tom Brady clutch? No. Not even the following year. They took a year off. Because I think Tampa won the following year. Yeah, after that, they went to the Super Bowl. They beat Carolina. Whatever. The following year, they beat the Eagles. Yeah, and then I think the Steelers won, and then the Colts got theirs. But if you look back at each team, because they love to talk about Peyton Manning's playoff woes, how he has come up very short in the playoffs. Like Peyton Manning plays defense too. Like he can get pressure on the other quarterback. He can defend receivers. He can stop the run. No, he's just the fucking quarterback. That's it. He doesn't play defense too. All right? Defense has a job to do when they go out there. You have a job to do. And more oftentimes than not, they didn't do the job. Okay? Now, I want to go back and I want to look at all the Peyton Manning's losses since his first Super Bowl win. Okay? I don't want to go before then. I only want to talk about every loss he has had since he won the Super Bowl. All right? Because that's when I think it matters. Anything before that, it don't even matter. But the following year, Peyton Manning, he went up against the Chargers in the divisional round. The Colts were 14-2. He went up against the Chargers in the divisional round. No, they were 13-3. My bad. They were 13-3. They lost 3 games. They lost to Tennessee, the Chargers, and the Patriots. They were 13-2. No, 13-3. They faced the Chargers. I think it was the last game in the old dome. And fucking the Colts. Phillip Rivers got hurt that game. And LaDainian Tomlinson got hurt that game. Michael Turner got hurt that game. And it was down to fucking Billy Volek and fucking Darren Sproles. We lost to Billy Volek and Darren Sproles. All right? If I remember Peyton Manning's stat line, Peyton Manning had 4 passing touchdowns. He threw 3 interceptions. And he also had 468 yards. In a fucking playoff game. So he did everything he could to get him that win. But we couldn't stop Billy Volek and Darren Sproles, and we lost. Okay. The following year, the Colts go 12-4, and we face the Chargers in the wild card round. The Chargers were 8-8. And we had to go to San Diego to face them at 12-4. Okay, whatever. Peyton Manning was the MVP that year. Peyton Manning threw a touchdown and he threw for 347 yards. No interceptions. The game went to overtime. We lost. If you remember, Darren Sproles had 350 all-purpose yards. That has nothing to do with Peyton Manning. Okay. So that's 2 straight years in a row they got put out by the Chargers. Both games were close, need I mind you. And even in the following year when they lost to the Chargers in the wild card round, it was a thing of it was the overtime. That's when they implemented the overtime rule the year after, because Peyton Manning never got a chance to fucking touch the ball. Never got a chance. Because his defense couldn't stop Darren Sproles. Again! Okay. The following year, I think the coach went to the Super Bowl. They went to the Super Bowl. What happened? No. Around this time, what was going on? Around this time, it was a whole bunch of Katrina love and a whole bunch of do it for Katrina victims, and it was a whole emotional. It's neither here nor there because you still got to play the game. But fucking the coach dominated the first half. Dominated. I think it was 10-6, and Peyton Manning was in it. No, side note, pause for the cause. Peyton Manning is from New Orleans. Went to school in New Orleans. His dad played for the Saints. Peyton Manning's idol is his dad. Now back to the conversation. All right. Peyton Manning in a 2-minute drill going into halftime. They get the ball at like the 22. They run the ball 3 consecutive times. Now, if you know the Colts, you know the Colts haven't had a decent run game since Edgerrin James. Okay? They choose to run the ball 3 consecutive times in a 2-minute drill with Peyton Manning. They didn't strike anyone as odd. Okay. Saints get the ball. Boom, 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 field goal. All right, go into halftime. They kick the onside kick. All right. They recover the onside kick. There's the other there. The defense still could have had a chance to hold them to a field goal. What did they do? Drew Brees, I believe, was like 34 for 38 in that game. Like, he barely missed. We didn't get any pressure on them, and we're supposed to have the 2 best bookends in the league, and we didn't. We didn't. Probably had the best tandem, but we didn't have the best pass rushers. The best pass rushers were probably Julius Peppers and other guys, but it wasn't Dwight Freeney and fucking Robert Matt. They weren't the best pass rushers. They were the best tandem. But anyway, the Saints held the ball. How many? They're 30 minutes in the second half. The Saints held the ball 26 or 25 of the final 30 minutes. Wow. Whatever. We already know what happened. Whatever. The following year, all right, the coach starts 6-6. Peyton Manning's team is decimated with energy. What Tom Brady's doing right now with his receivers, no-name receivers, young receivers, Peyton Manning did that in 2010. All right? Go look it up. Who was he throwing to? Blair White, Jacob Tamme, Pierre Garçon. See, he's a household name now, but before, you didn't know who the fuck Pierre Garçon was. He was a 6th-rounder out of fucking Mount Union. Right? Right. So that's who Peyton Manning was throwing the ball to. And even such, they led the Jets with 50-odd-some seconds remaining by 2 points. Mind you, if Blair White, undrafted practice squad wide receiver out of Michigan State, would have caught a 6-yard gimme, they could have milked the clock, got a field goal at the end. That didn't happen. Okay, so be it. We kicked the ball. Again, the coach always had terrible special teams and terrible defense. Always. They returned the fucking ball to like the 35 or the 40. So off top, short field. All right. 2 completions to fucking Braylon Edwards And who was Braylon that was being guarded by? Undrafted free agent Jacob Lacey. Field goal, time expires. Peyton Manning doesn't get a chance to, bring him back. As another loss. So we go through his losses so far. The Chargers twice, all by a fucking field goal or an overtime loss. Then he loses to the Saints in the Super Bowl. Coach defense couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed. And then he loses to the Jets with Mark Sanchez quarterbacking. All losses that he probably should have won but couldn't because his defense couldn't get him back the ball. All right. He goes to the Broncos. They play the Ravens. Now, the Broncos going into the game, top 5 in offense and in defense. Second in offense, third overall in defense. The third overall team in defense allowed Joe Flacco to put up 38 fucking points. The third overall. Get the fuck out of here. And another thing about that game that really struck me as odd, how the fuck could one of the most penalized teams in football, especially on the offensive line, with a makeshift offensive line, they brought Brian McCain off the fucking street. How did they not get called for one holding call? And Von Miller and Elvis Dumerville out there. Not one holding call was called that game against the fucking offensive line. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's neither here nor there. It's neither here or fucking there. At the end, Peyton Manning gives them a 7-point lead. They have a chance to redeem themselves. He gives you, the third-ranked defense, a 7-point lead with 65 fucking seconds left to play. All you got to do is play prevent defense. That's it. I'll give you every dump off you can fucking diddle Ray Rice up the middle all fucking day. I'll give you it. Because you got fucking 70 yards to drive. To get 7. Not a field goal, because that's what clutch is based off of. Clutch, the top clutch quarterbacks in this league, Peyton Manning, number 1. Eli Manning, number 2. Big Ben Roethlisberger, Andrew Luck, and Tim Tebow when he was playing. Now that he's not playing, it's Jay Cutler. Those are the top 5 clutch quarterbacks in the league. And those are the best. Because in order to be the best, you have to be clutch. You have to be able to put points on the board when you need them. Not 3 when you need 4 or more. What do? Do you get in the end zone? Does Tom Brady ever get into the end zone when he needs 4 or more? Does he get into the end zone? No. But he's better than Peyton, who lives on fourth quarter comebacks. Been in 82 games where he was down and had the ball. 38 comebacks. Tom Brady's been in 50. He's been in 50. No, it was needing 1 to 8 points or 1 to 7 points. I don't want to see that stat. I want to see a 4 to 7 when you need 4 to 7 points. When you need a touchdown to win, what do you do? What's your record? Peyton Manning's done it 38 fucking times. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. This year, Peyton Manning is lighting shit up left and fucking right. Left and right. He played the Ravens. Who the fuck did fucking Tom Brady play? He played 2 rookies, one of which they should have won week 1 if the fucking Buffalo defense could have got off the fucking field. They should have won that game. Whatever. He played Geno Smith, who threw 3 fourth quarter fucking interceptions. Okay. Then you played Tampa, what was left of them. And then you played the Falcons, who were missing the best 3 defenders they had. Croy Billman, their best defender. Sean Witherspoon, their emotional leader. And their best cover corner is fucking Asante Samuel. Neither one of those guys played. And the Patriots, they beat them. And barely. But whatever. Peyton Manning beat the fucking Ravens threw 7 touchdowns. And the Ravens only allowed 1 touchdown since. So what does that say about Peyton? Then he beat the shit out of the Giants. Okay, the Giants suck this year, and I fucking love Eli, but they suck this year. And he also gave, who else did he get at work to? He gave that work to Oakland. Oakland has a good secondary. Oakland got some horses in that secondary. They got some horses, but to no avail because the Broncos got busy on them too. Uh, and then who else did he play? Just last week, he played Philly, and Philly is the second best offense in the league, and he fucking beat their ass too. So you can make the argument Peyton has played better teams. He beat the last two Super Bowl champions, the second best offense, and a decent secondary with a quarterback that runs all over the fucking place. He beat him badly. And I know he was supposed to win all games, and he won all 4 games. Emphatic, like, whatever. But I've run on. It's like I'm at 26 minutes, and I really have barely made that many points. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it shouldn't even be an argument that Peyton Manning is the best quarterback in the NFL, in NFL history. He's the best quarterback. Not Joe Montana, not Tom Brady, or I don't know who they would name after that. But those are the two that I know that the people would put ahead of Peyton Manning. But that's bullshit. All right? If you put Peyton Manning on that Hall of Fame stricken fucking 49ers team in the 80s, do you really think he wouldn't have got 4 Super Bowls too? Or you put Peyton Manning on those Patriot teams with a defense that can continue to get him the ball. You really think he wouldn't have won a couple Super Bowls with them? Yeah, he would have. See, Peyton Manning is the system, whereas Joe Montana and Tom Brady played in a system. The system play in a product of a system. So Matt Castle, product of the Patriot system. What is he now? A journeyman backup. Okay. I get the feeling that if Tom Brady played for like the Cleveland Browns, no. Cleveland got some horses. They got that Jordan Cameron kid, and they got fucking Josh Gordon, so they got some horses. If he played for the Jets, put Tom Brady on the Jets. See what he do. Or put Tom Brady on the Chargers. See what he do. You know, teams that don't have a system he's not familiar with. Put him on a team like that. See what he do. See how good he is. Peyton Manning went to a whole new team. Whole new situation. Off of neck surgery. A quarterback can't take a year off quarterbacking and come back and do what he did. On a new team. He didn't go back to the Colts. He went back to a new team. No respect. No respect. He don't get enough respect. And he should. Because he's the best to ever do it. Well, you know, I'm going to end it here. I might do another one on this topic. But let me know what you think, man. Let me know if you agree with me that Peyton Manning is by far the best quarterback to ever do it, and it shouldn't even be a fucking question if you will reiterate those sentiments. Or if you feel like, Tom Brady or fucking Joe Montana or Aaron Rodgers or whoever you might think is the best quarterback to ever do it, leave a comment or do a response blog or some shit. But that's my time, man. This is your boy, Indiana Jones, a.k.a. Deck 30, a.k.a. The Voice of Reason, a.k.a. Touch the God. This was the Shit Talking Society. I'll see you next time, man. Be one with yourself.